Tennessee to tell her to her face, you need to stop calling me. You know, unlike clients who show about, they will block you or stop responding. I wanted to look her to her face and say, stop. Fortunately for me, she didn't say nothing. Instead, you know, back in the day, we go to Tuesday, BPM, and Saturday. So she took me to a Saturday presentation. I sat there. Just the environment alone, I recruited myself. The environment was so peaceful, joyous. I said, wow, what is it that my sister has been trying to tell me? Kevin McGinnis was presenting that day. I sat there, 3 things stood out for me quickly. First, financial education. You don't want to joke with it. It doesn't matter whether you want to do the business or not. Please know what we know. That's 1. 2, the business opportunity. My dear brothers and sisters, that day I saw flexibility. Being a single mom, 4 children, I couldn't even navigate life. You see? But with what they said that day, I said, wait a second. So, they are telling me if I pass my license, become training, attend training, I will be able to schedule my time. Good. I said, amen. Then the last one was the crusade. What do we do exactly? Putting income protection in every home. That was the 3 things that stood out for me, and I got started. Fast forward. This is my beautiful sister that got me started and never gave up on me. Please do not give up on anybody, okay? The only time you give up on any prospect is when they become negative. Because if you're not careful, they will drag you to their status. You don't want that, okay? Then this is Francisca, and this is Kevin McGinnis. I thank all of them for making it possible for me to be here. Now, there is not much okay today without this gentleman and the wife, John Thomas. I remember moving to Texas, not knowing my left and right. I reached out to him to mentor me, that I want somebody I can be accountable to. Then my leaders were in California. And by the way, they all joined Candy Company. I'm all alone. So I reached out to him. My point with him is that you want to make sure you are accountable to somebody. Which led me to my hero here, Swanwell. Guys, there is no way I can overemphasize the miracle God gave us through this man. Swanwell, WNG as a whole, we are blessed because of him. One way or the other, all of us must have benefited from him. Saving Your Future book, System Builder book, if you have not read those 2 books, make sure you grab one. Because we cannot go so far without self-development. Wow, my time is fast. You can have everything in life if only you help enough other people get what they want. Are there team passionate in the house? Team passionate in the house? Wow. God. Well, every day I give thanks to God because I took this opportunity. Many people's life has changed. This is game changer, baby. The youngest in the team, once she enters any room, game over. This is Eunice, Atlanta, another superstar, Omolola, or Engineer Leko. Oh my God, I wish I had time to really elaborate because each story sends a message. This is our EC, building strong leaders, Solomon Ali. Guys, look out for him. These are our beautiful women. These are my super She was recognized yesterday for $500,000. The secretary $500,000 yesterday, and our Benny $500,000 yesterday. By the way, she's still part-time. So if you see her, tell her it's time for full-time, okay? And now, can you imagine? I remember those days, my first convention here. I didn't have anybody to babysit for me. But I asked myself, either I give excuse or I get result. Both cannot coexist. So what did I do? I had to leave them. But I got them together. Hey, mommy is going for convention. Please do not cry. Save your cry. When I come back, cry for me. Because if you cry while I'm away, they will take you to foster home. I'm not recommending you do that, but when you want something, you find a way. Because once again, to be poor is hard. To be rich is hard. Choose your heart. Well, unfortunately, it's time for me to go, even though I still have a lot to share. But may God Almighty in heaven continue to bless each and every one of us.
Hallelujah.
Please do not give up on anyone. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Executive Vice Chairman Bella Mukarage.
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Yeah.
I'm from Rwanda. We have these people in the house. That's what I'm talking about. How about East Africa? Thank you so much. I just want to thank my husband. That guy is my guy. He's my best friend. I thank him so much. I thank God for giving us this opportunity to be here on this stage. Trust me, I was so scared when they told me I have to speak on this stage. I was so scared. Guys, it feels so good to be here. I'm so happy. I want to talk to those people who have been here for 2 years, 1 year, and those who came here for the first time. It's possible. The power of what's possible. I was born in Rwanda. I lost my parents. My dad, my mom, they died in genocide. My whole family died in genocide. I was only 5 years old. My hope, I did not have a hope when I grew up. 11 years ago, I came in America with bachelor's degree in economics. And they told me, you cannot have a job. You have to be a nurse. I did. I was born possible. I became a nurse. 3 years ago, I met an angel. We have Cynthia Akula in the house. Cynthia, thank you so much for coming in my life. Martin Kwende, thank you so much for saying yes to this opportunity. When this opportunity came in my way, I did not see it as a business. I saw it as a roadmap to help me to achieve my goals. My goal is to help other children who are orphaned, who does not have a help. And I'm glad that BLM can give us that opportunity. And also, let me tell you everybody here, can someone say the power of what's possible?
The power of what's possible.
The power of what's possible is not in this room. The power of what's possible is in you. The power of what's possible is in the decision you take every single day. The power of what's possible is when you refuse to quit. The power of what's possible is when you stay consistent. The power of what's possible is when people say no to you and you keep going. The power of what's possible is when people quit on you and you keep going. The power of what's possible is in us, right? Last year, I was sitting somewhere here as SMD, with only one SMD in Noble Star. And today, I came back as a millionaire, as EPC, as I have over 15 SMD in my team. To me, that's the power of what's possible. The power of what's possible is when you help someone to smile. The power of what's possible is in us. Today, when you go back home, ask yourself, what did I learn? What I have to do? Because that reality is working for God. Yes. God gave us this opportunity again. God gives us the opportunity to achieve our goal. Please, if I can wait, someone was born in Rwanda who did not have a parent, now live in Indiana, and I'm trying, I'm pushing, and to me, that's the power of what's possible. Everybody, please go home and think about the power of what's possible. Thank you so much.
Field Chairman Greg Strinaka.
But over the years, what you will learn is that you can, and every single leader that walks this stage, they started in the exact same place as you. So 23 plus years ago, this is what I used to do every single day, was stand behind a food counter and force foods. My family owned a franchise business called Booster Juice in Canada, juices, smoothies. Do I hear some Canadians? Is that what's going on here? I hear some Canadians. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. The most money I ever made was $32,000. And I realized this will sound a little bit cliche, but I remember thinking there has to be a better way. And one day, somebody put my name on a list, invited me out to come to a presentation, introduced me to a reality show, and now we could say the rest is history. But if you ever have those moments where you're doubting, can I actually do that? Could I be like those people? Could I do what they do? Think about me at 22 years old, standing behind the counter pouring smoothies, making $32,000 a year, and if this company and its leadership and its system can help me build a business in the best industry on the planet with the best company, then we can help you do this too. And to add some numbers to that, I'm incredibly proud, we call our team Team Dynasty. A dynasty is a succession of success. And our team, I love you all, thank you so much. Our team is over 2,500 licensed agents and around 52 million points. And most importantly, that means we have helped tens and tens of thousands of families and made a major difference in people's lives. To introduce you to my family quickly, this is my wife, my beautiful wife, Andrea, is here today. Thank you for everything you do for me, you do for our family. And our daughters, Ella and Olivia, this was a trip a couple of years ago that we went to Paris and London. We convinced them that we wanted to take them to Europe. They really weren't that excited, but we timed it so that there was a Taylor Swift concert going on in London. So all of a sudden they were pretty excited about it. But this is my family, and similar to all of you, I know you do this for your families. I do this for my family as well. I want to share just a few quick thoughts with you, things that really benefited me early in the business. One of them, and I still hear it in Rial's voice when I was very, very, very new in the business, and he's explaining that this is a numbers business. And in fact, and that's not because we're in the financial industry and there's calculations involved sometimes, but it's a numbers business because every single business on the planet, you take a look at any business in the world, and there is not a business out there that every single person says yes. That just doesn't exist. So this is a numbers business. To be successful, you have to run numbers. I love this morning when my friend James Schwartz talked about how he used the drum all the time, talking about contacts, talking to people. But I want to connect the thought to that, which is that some will, some won't, but enough will. These are also words of wisdom from reality shows, so that when I had those moments where the people I was calling were not saying yes, or my appointment didn't show up, or my recruit quit, or something along those lines, those were words that I repeated over and over again in my head, and it helped me get through the early days. Some will, some won't, but enough will. I also want to help you find other phrases that you might be able to resonate with. This is one that really resonated with me. I'm quoting Rial a lot lately, but something I told myself over and over again when I didn't feel like doing the things. Is there anybody else that every once in a while doesn't feel like doing the things? I'm the only one, right? Oh, do I gotta go to the office again? Do I gotta get on another Zoom call? I was in my early 20s. There was meetings on Saturday mornings. Maybe my friends invited me to go out on Friday night, and I didn't want to wake up in the morning, or just didn't like waking up in the morning in general. And I would tell myself these types of things. I'm temporarily motivated to be permanently lazy. Temporarily motivated to be permanently lazy. Right? Another one from Rial is life is all about choices. Because every day we're faced with those little crossroads where we can either do something that's going to be positive for our business, or we can do something that is not going to be positive for our business. Life is all about choices. You are the one that gets to make those choices. And the last one that I want to share with you today is I told myself this over and over again, this is my shot. And when I thought about this being my shot, and there was a moment, I was probably 6 to 12 months in this business. I don't remember the exact circumstances, had a couple people quit. I don't remember exactly what those circumstances were. And then I remember not actually looking in the mirror, but looking in the mirror and thinking, okay, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this anymore. What am I gonna go and do? And then I ran through a list of all of the possible things that I could maybe go and do. Maybe I could go and sell mortgages, I could go and sell houses, I could go and sell cars, I could go and sell fancy men's clothes, whatever it happens to be. But then I remember thinking, wait a minute, a lot of those types of jobs or businesses would involve doing the exact same things that I didn't want to do at WMG. But by then, I had been around this business enough to realize all of the wonderful things that can happen to us when we build a business here. For example, and I hope that you think about these things, you think about the freedom of possibilities. You think about having the freedom of time in general. And I just love how you are seeing example after example after example of people from all different walks of life, men, young, old, different careers that are succeeding. I want you to think about getting to be in a business where the products and services that you offer actually change people's lives. I don't want this to become transactional for you. It's not your fault if it does sometimes, because just all day we do what we do. We recruit people, we need to remember how much it changes lives, we sell insurance, we help people with investments, and sometimes it becomes a little bit transactional. But I've been doing this for over 20 years. I have seen in real life the difference that our products and services make for the customer that we're helping. We're helping people save money to buy homes. We're helping people save money to send their kids to school. We're protecting families with the product that's the best for them that can give them the amount of coverage that they need. Perhaps that's life insurance. Maybe in Canada, it's critical illness insurance. And unfortunately, I've been involved in helping families through the process of making claims. 2 years ago, I actually paid a critical illness claim to one of my best friends in the world, my longest friend in the world that I've known since grade 7. Long story short, he called me up one day, and we ended up having breakfast, and he just blurted out, so I found out this week I had cancer. And it has a happy ending, it's all good, but the treatment, the surgery, it was absolutely treacherous. But I was able to deliver a check for $50,000 in tax-free money that helped his family, thank you, that helped his family get through the 7 months where he wasn't able to work, right? Please, by the way, make sure that the overall reason for building your business and what you're attracting people to is something that makes a difference, something that really, really actually helps people. That's why we're here, is because people need our help. We're not here for you to get rich, though that can happen too, and it will for many of you. We are here because people need our help. And I can go on and on, passive income, residual income, unbelievable company, trips, and the list goes on and on and on. So I told myself, this is my shot. This was the only business I knew of that could do all of those things for me, and at that time, my future family. This is your shot. I'm highly confident that if you knew of something better, you would be better. So if this is your shot, then you better take advantage of it. And if all of these other people crossing the stage this week can figure it out, you can too. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I have a couple of champions that I get the privilege to introduce. And by the way, I know what the agenda is this afternoon. This agenda this afternoon is an absolute powerhouse. You are going to be so glad you're here. I want to introduce Sam Lawal. Sam Lawal's been with us for 19 years. Previous career, district manager in sales for nonprofit, 43 SMBs, 26 ring earners. He's inches away from 1.5 million, supported wife and 2 boys from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But first up, we have Mr. Eric Gemelita. Eric has an incredibly supportive wife too. He's been in the business for 18 years, top 5 personal producer, top 25 SMB-based, 15 SMBs, 10 ring earners, earned his $1 million ring this year from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and he will be with us on the MGM Garden Arena. Let's give it up for Eric Gemelita!
So that you can power what's possible. You know, it all started back when, oh, Lord have mercy. And that, my friends, is precisely the reason why my mother no longer dresses me, okay? Moving on. Okay, I guess it doesn't get much better when I dress myself either, okay? All right. I digress. You know, if my wife didn't dress me this morning, I likely, potentially, might have come out here with like no pants on. Anyway, all right. This is my dad. World-class pianist, musician, taught me how to throw a baseball, sold me dreams that I really bought into, my absolute hero. And when I first got started in the business, he was diagnosed with glioblastoma multiforme, which is the worst form of brain cancer you can get as a human being. And he battled it hard for 2 years. Long years, and eventually, good Lord took him. And my mother, who was taking care of him and me at the time, she ignored her postmenopausal bleeding, which is never a good sign. And that turned out to be stage 3C uterine cancer. 17% chance of survival. By the grace of God, she is still with us. And my point in telling you this is that for the first 5 years I was in this company, I was plagued with 2 parents that were battling cancer. Okay? And it was difficult. And the challenges that my family was going through, I I was still able to achieve EMD MVP of the company and almost $500,000 in income during those 5 years. And the reason why I was able to do it is because of a couple of concepts that I'm going to share with you guys today. And the first one is I want everybody to focus on what they can control. You know, I learned very quickly during my dad's bout with cancer that I could not control whether somebody lived or died. I could not control anything that happens in this world outside of my own actions, right? And bad things, guys, they happen to everybody, don't they? Right? How many guys going through some challenges right now? I think no matter what the challenges are that you're going through or the adversity you're going through right now, you cannot let it paralyze you or stunt your growth or stop you from moving forward. Am I right? Okay. Because I guarantee you, your loved ones, your parents, my parents, they would want to see me living my best life. And your loved ones want to do the same thing. I truly believe that what extended my dad's life during that fight with cancer was the fact that every time I visited him at Sloan Kettering in New York City, I always had something new to talk about because I was doing the business. I was making new memories instead of just reminiscing about the good old days or, you know, the past. There's only so much of that we can do. I was talking to him every time I visited him about all the new recruits I was getting, the leaders I was developing, the clients that I was serving. And I truly felt that that extended his life because it always brought great joy to see his son winning in life. And so whatever the storm is that you're going through, remember, it's going to pass eventually. The second thing is, always follow through on what you say you're going to do. It's the second lesson I learned. You know, I want you to ask yourself a question. What if you followed through with everything that you ever said that you were going to do over the span of the last several years? Where would your life be right now? Where would your savings be? Where would your business be? How about your relationships? How about your fitness? You see, imagine if somebody walked into your offices right now and said, "Oh man, I'm gonna break all the records. I'm gonna be the next King Kong, right? All the records at convention, I'm gonna break them." And then they do nothing about it. Anybody get one of those before? Anybody? Whoa, that's too many hands. The ones that didn't raise their hand, you haven't been tutored enough, okay? But you'll get one of those. And imagine after about 2 to 3 weeks of this guy like doing nothing, you're gonna be like, this guy's full of hot air, right? This guy's full of it. The irony to that is that we do that to ourselves every single day, don't we? Right? We say things that we don't do. We say one thing and then we do another. So you gotta stop lying to yourself. At this convention, I want you to make a decision, a conscious decision, to keep promises to yourself, guys. Okay? Be as excited as you were when you first got started. Spend time with the right people. For those of you guys that are building a team, which everybody here should be, we're in the business of finding motivated people, not motivating people. You're gonna hear a lot of powerful speakers during these next 2 days. And I promise, even though they're motivating, we want to find the ones that are motivated to do it with us. I can teach you how to close, I cannot teach you how to want it. Right? And those guys that are building a team, you can only count the ones that actually show up and do the work. Because if they don't show up and do the work, guess what? All you got is another platform fee and a useless membership that you're paying for. Right? It's like being a gym member is very different than owning a gym membership. To be a gym member, you actually got to show up and lift the weights. Okay? So always focus on the right people. And lastly, a couple things. I think far too many of us, we focus on trying to recruit people through technical skill instead of dream skill. Because this is a dream-based opportunity. You know, when I first got started in the company, I did no research on WFG at all, whatsoever. Instead, what I did was I just saw that people were happy, people were winning, were dressed sharp like all you guys. People were making money, people were helping people, and I said, you know what? This is the place for me. I was sold out to that vision of what my life could become if I just got serious. Just like, if you have a significant other in here, okay, how many of you did actually vetted your significant other or did due diligence or research on your significant other before deciding to want to be with them? Like nobody, right? Like, if you did, you might have saved some of you guys from some pretty toxic relationships. Am I right? Yes or no? A lot of don't worry, guys. Me too. All right. So the bottom line is that you were sold a dream. You didn't do research on your significant other. Instead, you were sold to the dream of having dinner with them every single night, right? Vacationing with them, building a family with them. Those were the things that got you moving, and therefore it gave you courage to pursue that dream, right? Because you could see the vision. So for anybody to buy into, any type of concept and have a dream that they're going to go pursue, they must be first bought into the vision. Start by selling your new prospect or your recruit their dream. And I promise life's going to change. Stop telling them how great the company is, etc., etc. And lastly, I want everybody here to demand a higher standard of excellence for yourself. Because your identity, your self-worth is directly linked to confidence. And you can only obtain confidence through competence. And you can only get competence from failure. Okay? But you gotta fail enough and give your efforts time to compound. That's the key here. Working on what's on the screen. This is the stuff you should focus on. And remember, everything is possible, guys, with WFG. Dream bigger, do more, live your best possible life. And remember, I can do all good things in life through Christ who strengthens me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Executive Vice Chairman Sam Akula.
Let me start by asking you a question. How many of you have ever felt stuck financially, personally, or professionally? Raise your hand. I can feel it because I felt it. I've been there. 28 years ago, I came to Canada as an international student from Nigeria. Any Africans in the house? After 9 years of struggling in Canada, I thought I found it. I thought I found a dream job. I was working for a non-for-profit organization. I was making about $60,000 in income. Quickly, I realized that I was just surviving. I wasn't thriving, I wasn't living my dream. In fact, I was $60,000 in credit card debt. And one moment changed everything 19 years ago. A motor accident. I ended up in a physio clinic, and a stranger by the name of Francis introduced me to World Financial Group. And that decision changed my life. 2 months later, my trainer asked me to come to one convention, and that was at the MGN Grand. And that convention changed my life. But let me be real with you. When I first started, things weren't easy. I faced incredible challenges, just as many of the speakers here said. Did you know some of the friends laughed at my dreams? Family questioned me. They said, what did you get yourself into? And you know what started to happen? My mind started playing games. I started to doubt myself. I wanted to quit, but I did not. Maybe there's somebody out there in the room right now that is going through challenges. I want to let you know it's normal and you're normal, because you might want to write this down. In every success story, there is a challenge story. And as time goes on, my business started getting blessed. You know, I'm so grateful and thankful. I feel blessed and I give gratitude always. I greet my children always to number one for God for always being on our side. Number two is my family. My wife is here, and thank you so much. I appreciate you, Maria. You know, she told me that, yeah, you know, you can go up on stage by yourself. When you become EC, I'll work with you. All right? I'm okay. Guy. She always started this thing. And to our amazing team, but I'll never forget my mentors. Thank you so much, Jazz. All right, thank you. I appreciate you guys. And for all the leaders that are in this room that have trained me in the past, you know, for all our founders, you know, thank you so much for all our ancestors that paved the way. I appreciate you guys. At home office, thank you for making my dream come true to speak on this stage. Just like many of you guys, what I was looking for was success. But very soon I realized that there's something more powerful than success, and it's called progress. And what is it? One bite at a time. And you have to take that first bite. Because what I realized that the smaller steps, the smaller bites that you take every day, it what becomes the big transformation. Because success will happen occasionally, but progress happens on a daily basis. So let me quickly share with you. I call it the first small bites that I took that transformed my business. Number one, I show up. I show up to meetings. I show up to trainings. I show up for convention. I just keep showing up and I keep showing up and I keep showing up. And my life got transformed. Woo! Let me share something with you. The days that you don't feel like showing up and you show up, that's when you become a champion. Number two, guess what? I stay coachable. I had to unlearn, to relearn, so that I can learn. I listened to my mentors because I realized growth requires humility. I wanted to be a student of the business. And number three, I improved myself 1% daily, one bite. And you know what happened? About 13 months ago, I embarked on a health journey. Okay, I said I'm going to start eating right, I'm going to start working out, and I'm going to start reading books. And because of our coach, we talked about self-improvement. It really helped me a lot with that. I was on that journey. And what I noticed with my health transformation was I didn't see results right away. I did not see results. It was one bite at a time, one step at a time. And guess what happened? Eventually, results started coming in. Now, because of that simple journey, one bite at a time, I'm more excited, I'm fired up, I'm enthusiastic, I'm fired up. I'm ready to build it. Are you guys ready? Say, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
And the last one, I developed mental toughness. What is mental toughness in the business? It's when you want to quit, but you do not do it. That's mental toughness. Because hard times will come. And I realized that, you know, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, people will see the stage. They will see the EBCs. They will see all the story, but they do not know that behind every glory, there's a story. And that's what I want to leave you guys with. That as you leave this convention, there's one belief that you should have. One belief that you can power what is possible. Yes, sir. I'm going to close. The reason I believe that, by asking another question. What is God's greatest creation? Is it the ocean? Is it the mountain? Or is it the earth? I want you to move to your right. I want you to move to your left. I want you to move to your right. The greatest creation God has ever created is sitting in this room. It is you. Now, let's go and power what is possible. God bless you all. Thank you.
good time yet?
Yay!
So I want to welcome our friends from the other arena. You guys are welcome. Thank you, thank you. I want to give a special shout out to my amazing wife. You know, it's Jimmy Temple in this room. So I just want you all to know, if there are young people in this room, this lady serves our country in the Air Force. She's here. Covering this young man you see right here. Are there young people in the house? All right, we are young. Let me see you stand up on your feet. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, thank you. So what I meant was those young in age, not in height.
You associate analala. Associate wako analala.
My name is Leonard Diana. Like I said earlier, once every time you hear Leonard, you're gonna think of WFG, not soccer. Because this opportunity changed my life. In 2020, I'm a person of faith. You know, as the scripture says, can anything come out of Nazareth? That is what somebody was there to tell me. And in 2020, I was crying. I went on Facebook. I was doing a live worship session. And an incredible person called Mr. Tita reached out to me. And that was the day my life changed forever. He sent me a message. I was like, I'm going to change your life. I said, all right, sir. That good, but it sounds so good to be true. By the way, you look like me. I don't trust people like me. So, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know, young people like us, that's what we do. So it took me 6 months of continuous and intense follow-up for me to sit down. But one of the things I saw in him was the integrity. I saw the drive, the work ethics, the love, the commitment. And I was like, okay, let me come to WFG, plant my flag. And I want you, if you're in this room today, I don't want you to feel, oh my God, this is my first time. Feel like you belong here. When I came here, the very, very first day I got recruited, May 25th of 2020. 2 days later, I was done with the course, I was licensed. I said, what next? He was like, well, you have to read. 2 days later, I read all the books. What next? So you need training. I literally held a laptop like this in Minnesota for 45 minutes. That's all the training I needed to be able to read. So why am I so zealous? By the way, I'm one of the most fired up young men you'll ever meet in WFG. Why? Because the very first day, if you want to win or what change your life for good, number one, you have to believe. Everything is possible to him who believes. And not only that, I serve a God with whom what? Everything is possible. There's no limitation. And that is why when I came here, I was like, I believed. I went all in, I put in my heart in here, even though I was doing this spare time. I came from a registered nursing background. But the training that I received, the belief that I got from here, is one of those things that you need to take out of this convention. You need to believe. Can you give up everything just to make sure that WFG business succeeds? Are you able to give that six-figure income just to make sure this business works for you? If you're not willing to make that commitment, then you might not want to win to a higher level. You need to give up certain things. And when I did that, I lose all my friends. I called my mentor. I cried. You know, leaders cry too, yes? I cried. He was like, well, how wealthy are your leaders? I said, well, they are 30 years in nursing and they still work overtime. He was like, okay, you're talking to $1 million earner, and you're listening to somebody who is looking for 2 jobs. Something is wrong somewhere. So that's when I realized, I needed to follow my leader. And from there, that belief kept improving every single day. And what? The next thing you need is what? You need to know your why. My family is one of the reasons I do this. And the day I saw my wife was like, oh my God, she gave up a 6-figure income to join me here. I knew WFG was really gonna be explosive. So if you're a supporting spouse here, you know your why, your family, where do you wanna be from now? Like 6 months from now, 12 years from now. By the way, the first 5 years is just learning. It's just for you to be able to graduate K1, and from there everything moves on. So I came, we learned, my wife was learning alongside the country every single time, and look at where we are today. Because of what? You believed. The third thing you need to be able to succeed is what? You need to have a proven system. People have given up years upon years upon years to have this system which you have right now. You don't have to sacrifice anything to succeed. You just have to what? Come plug into that power. In physics they say what? Power is what? The ability, the rate at which work is done. So if you have wasted 10, 20 years of your life already in this country, why don't you just come and plug into the power plug of the WFG? It will save you years and years and years of effort. And once you plug into that power, I tell you, winning is contagious here. By the way, you see the story since morning. Don't you feel like if they can do it, I can do it as well? Even much better. That's why you need to be here. Plug into the WFG system. Give it your all. Like if I hear anybody talk nonsense and trash about WFG, you are out of my segment. No, this company is so reputable that you need to walk with your shoulder up, not looking down as if you're scared. We have the best guys. And for the young guys in here, by the way, last year I came, did you realize I wasn't wearing glasses last time? But this time around I had glasses. Last year I wasn't as bright as this year. Because what? The future is bright. And that is why I'm so excited and delighted to bring up 2 incredible speakers. My goodness. Our first speaker have been in WFG for over 2 decades.
Wow.
That's before some of you were born. When she came for the convention last year, she made a deliberate decision that her life was going to be transformed. She went back, put in the grind, her team saw the big vision, and today, they came back, 7 SMDs to the team, 200K ring earners, 450K earners, and what? She got promoted to a CEO. She has been married to an amazing husband, one husband. And they have 2 amazing sons. Listen to this. She got recognized by Forbes 2 times. 2 times for top 100 investment advisors in California. She proudly serves on the WFG Black Excellence Leadership Council and represents Team SNED. And that is no other person than the incredible CEO, Nikki Kana. And our second speaker for today came to America with a PhD from Germany. When she heard about the WFG opportunity, all she wanted was just to learn English. And she came here to let me learn English, started building teams across the countries, and today she has produced 3 EVCs, 71 ring earners, and helped over 100,000 families. She's an SVC, a $2.6 million earner. That is no other one than Colin Shen. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for
Well, that will go down in WG history. I knew I was going to make a big impact. There it was. All right. Stage, front. I got it. All right. Good afternoon, WFG. All right. How many of you have seen the movie The Wizard of Oz? And in the movie, Dorothy clicked her heels, right? 3 times. And where is she trying to get back to? Where is she trying to get back to? So in WFG, we are on a journey, not a destination. And in our destination, I like to think of it as there's no place like WFG. There's no place like. There's no place like.
WFG.
So let me tell you a little bit about my journey in WFG. And it starts right here. This incredible force of nature right here. This is my mom. And my mom was a single mom. She was a teenage mother. She raised me, father completely not present. And my mom, literally, everyone told her she was not going to amount to anything. They told her, go to typing school. They told her, good luck. And my mom turned around and put herself through school, put herself through a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. My mom was one of only 62 African-American women to get her PhD in 1982. She is a force to be reckoned with. And my mom always told me, she said the next generation has to be better, has to do better, has to have more, has to go farther, has to power what's possible. And so I turned around and followed in her footsteps, and I went to USC. Any Trojans in the house? And I went to USC, and I got my degree in broadcast journalism. I thought I was going to be on the 6 o'clock news. But no, here I am falling off the stage with all of you. So I got my degree in journalism, but then I found WFG. And my amazing coach and trainer sat with my mom. Nobody in this industry, as many degrees as she had, she has written books, she has taught all over the world, and nobody in this industry sat down with my mom and showed her how money works until I started with WFG. And my coach, Christopher Slayman, sat down with my mom. He showed her how to retire. He showed her how to get out of debt. He showed her how to power what's possible. And now, my mom is retired, living on a 3-story house in Florida on the beach, living her best life. Because why? Because there's no place like.
WFG.
There's no place like.
Oh.
So now, my second story, this is my grandma. My grandma is 96 years young.
Oh.
Young. And my grandma, when I was born, originally my mom was going to give me up for adoption. But my grandma worked at the hospital. My grandma snuck in the nursery in the middle of the night, scooped me up in the pink blanket, took me down the hall to my mom, and said, this one we're keeping. And so, when we got married, we bought our first house. My grandma wrote me this handwritten note. Now my grandma graduated high school at 16, only has a high school education, never made more than $15 an hour. She wrote me this note. In the note she said, She had given us a gift. She said, keep this gift for when you make your first $1 million. And then you look at it and you say, Grandma said you could do it. See, there's somebody in your family who's waiting for you. Somebody in your family who believes more in you than you believe in you. Somebody in your family who you're on this journey for. And when I went home, because I am from Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas, but Kansas City. I went home. That's my son Cassius, to Kansas City. Her house, I'm on her title deed of her house. I'm the trustee on her living trust. My grandmother has 7 children, 28 grandchildren, 20 great-grandchildren, 10 great-great-grandchildren, 4 great-great-great-grandchildren. I took her to the bank. She's about 5 feet tall. And I'm walking her into, yes, she still walks on her own, but I'm walking her into the bank. She's holding onto my arm. She looks at me and she says, you're the only one I got. See, you could be the only one in your family that's the one. You could be the one to change the course of your entire family's life. It could be you. I'm the one. And that's why I'm part of WFG, because there's no place like
WFG.
We have the most incredible mentor. My upline lineage and mentorship is absolutely incredible. And my leg believed in me before he even knew who I was. Rich Stallion always told me I was not the best version of myself yet. Dan Charlier always stretched my vision. Christopher Schleiman, oh my gosh. Christopher and Michelle always had my back. We have incredible mentorship in WFG. You cannot take that for granted. We're so fortunate because there's no place like our identity expanded. We came out of last year's convention and we said, you know what? We're gonna go CEO. See, there's a power in just one decision. You're just one decision away from completely changing the course of your life. And in the process, from last year to this year, we promoted 7 SMDs. And became a what? Became a CEO team. And in becoming a CEO team, we stretched our vision and we said, what's possible in becoming a CEO team? You know, there are only 2 out of 500 CEOs in the Fortune 500 that are Black and female. 2 Black female Fortune 500 CEOs ever, not today, ever. So to be able to go out and stretch your vision and put your team in a magazine like Forbes magazine, there's only one way that's possible. Because what? There's no place like
WFG.
I can hear you. There's no place like
WFG.
So when you're on this journey, amazing journey that we have lived, done so much for our family. We've been to Hawaii 16 times. My husband has exceeded at the highest levels in strength conditioning and coaching. Our sons have pursued their incomplete passions because of WFG. See, sometimes we beat up on ourselves. Sometimes we beat up on ourselves and we say, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not making $1 gazillion, right? I'm not promoted 50 million times, but somewhere along your journey, you have grown. You have been that person for someone in your life. And so you've got to ask yourself, what does winning really look like? And here's what I'll have to tell you. I'm definitely not where I want to be. But I'm not where I could have been if I had stayed, right? And I cannot promise this will be easy. I can only promise that it will be worth it. Because there's no place like
WFG.
There's no place like
WFG.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Executive Vice Chairman Connie Chen.
with fears, doubts, and invisible wall may be holding you back. I exactly know the feeling. When I came to US as new immigrant, and the person came here, no business background, no local connection, don't know any single person here, and worst of all, I don't speak a word in English. So I enrolled to ESL class in Pasadena City College. That's in the same time someone introduced me to WG. I didn't join this business to make money. I didn't join this business to build a big organization. I joined business because someone told me their company provides 2 training classes per week, conducted in English, and the class free for life. Then I joined. I show into training and meeting every single time. I sit in front row, pay attention, but I almost understand nothing. But I keep showing week after week, month after month, the words become sentence. The sentence become understanding, and the understanding become believing. I saw the company's mission to help family. I saw company's mission to give ordinary people to build extraordinary lives. I told myself, this was I belong. Because of my language barrier, it took me about 1 year intensive study to pass exam, life license, and security license. I learned, okay, you don't need to be perfect before you start. You just start to become better. And in Chinese culture, we have a saying, the 1,000 miles, the journey of 1,000 miles begins from a single step. My journey here built step one step at a time. One phone call, one appointment, one meeting, one relationship I built. For last 20 years, I carry a talent group. I made a commitment, never let one page blank. Because I know the dream without activity, just a hope, just a wish. The activity creates opportunity, and the consistent activity makes the dream come true. I keep going, and after years, the result comes. The keep going, the leader built from zero, from 1 person, I have over 1,000 agents, and so many offices across the United, multiple states, and Canada. And 1,000 families be helped. During the journey, I learned another very powerful lesson. Every single year has a fall season. In our business, in our life, have a season too. They will have a season for growth. There's a season for challenge. People will say no to you. Your teammates maybe quick for you. The result may not come as quickly as you wish. But some people during the winter time, they give up. But I learned, winter never lasts forever. You just keep your belief, keep your activity, then the spring always comes again. I still remember my first time on stage in WG Convention. In that time, my knee is far away from traffic, but my heart is on fire. I said, outside the door, the world believes what they see. But here in WC, you will see what you believe. For last 20 more years, the belief carried me being through all the seasons in business and in life. When I don't speak English, I believe. When I don't have a team, I believe. When I don't have result, I believe. This belief lets me keep going, keep moving, keep building, because the belief, because I have the belief, I can overcome all the challenge. I tell you, I tell you, if a person like me, a new immigrant, with no background, no business background, zero English, zero local connection, if I can make it here on stage, cannot determine your future. Your limitation cannot define your possibility. Please keep your belief, keep your discipline, keep your action. Then you will see, you will make the impossible to possible.
After so many stories, so many clients, so many decades later, what we do is really, really profound, not just on the financial services aspect, but in the caring and the concern that we extend to families that really have kind of lost hope. And not to mention the income opportunity as well. I've gotten the opportunity to help people retire. That's been really amazing. But then we've also had a lot of experiences, unfortunately, where people have passed. And thankfully, because we had sat down with them and put in the right plans, we were actually able to help them. This WG environment is a place that can pull that greatness out of you. Maybe this is a place where you can plant your flag and not just help some families and make a little bit of money, but where you can make intergenerational change. So our daughter was 5 days old, and we had a Las Vegas convention. And we actually came out to Las Vegas. She even attended the gala, believe it or not. That was the only part of the convention that she attended. But now, fast forward, she's about to turn 11, and she has been an integral part of our business, right? She's been in the office, and she's actually been to Hawaii now 10 years. And she gets to be surrounded by other amazing families, kids. She gets poured into by different WFG mentors, and just the way that she's going through the world now and getting exposed to so much positivity, so many important mindset lessons that she's learned just from being in the environment is so powerful.
At a certain point, you really believe you were meant to do this. At least that's how I feel. I feel like everything in my life, 15 years as a lawyer, has led up to this point where I feel like I can have a major impact on people's lives and just help so many people in a very transformational way. Not a transactional way, but very, very deeply, profoundly impact other people's lives. And that's what I love about the WFG opportunity.
All right, everybody, we think we need to do something fun to keep this party going. Has anybody ever heard of the Cupid Shuffle? Does anybody know how to do the Cupid Shuffle? You notice I didn't put my hand up because I don't know what the Cupid Shuffle is and I've never done it before. But apparently the song is going to tell us all what to do. So I need you all with me here. I need you all to get to your feet and let's get this going, you guys. Incredibly supportive. They have 2 daughters, 6 SMDs, 5 ringers, income over $800,000 a year from Boston, Massachusetts. Second up, we are going to have a personal friend of mine, fortunately for part of our team, Sylvain Champagne. How could you not win with a name like that? Sylvain Champagne from Montreal, Quebec. He's an EMD. But days away from CEO, 12 SMDs, $1 million earner. This stud made almost 100 grand part-time when he started doing this. And a little bit of bonus intro for all of you, okay? Ladies in particular, okay? Sylvain, you're single, okay? A couple things you should know. He's a great cook. He loves long walks on the beach. And he is not afraid to talk about his business. All right, let's give it up for our speakers, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here to see all lovely faces. Welcome to my journey. My name is Yuen Nguyen. I used to work at a pharmacy in Massachusetts for 19 years. I love my job. I enjoy to helping people. And I did that job over 19 years. But nobody can have my own family. I love to send my kids into grade school that they love to go. I would love to have more time for my family, spend more time with my children. And I didn't know how, and I would like to pay off my student loan faster, but I can't. Every day I keep praying, how can I do that? And then answer my question. Friend of mine, she's a CBA. She called me, she introduced me to WFP. So WFP came and rescued my life. It changed my family life. And you know, because WFP, I go out every day, every night. I serve the family, and after 4 years, I got $500,000 income. That's why I can send my two beautiful daughters into University of Chicago and Newton Academy in Massachusetts. Both are a private university and private high school. That's what my daughter loves, to go and to surround with the beauty of the school and surround with the environment, the great environment that they would love and they deserve to go. And that's my dream come true. And you know, after 4 years, hold the financial literacy, our mission, not just like our opportunity anymore, but not just, I found out, not just for my family, not just for my daughter, for myself anymore. Hold the financial literacy. Me and my team went out every day and night. We go until 8 to 3 a.m. in the morning to go into the family house, to sit down, to share with them the information about financial literacy. We found out, you know, we passionate is our main mission, serve more people, not just for my family. And you know, we can do financial literacy at library, university, out here we need many financial literacy at church and library. But the most thing we love to do is financial literacy at home. It's very unique. We love to go to family house, at the family home, you know, because home, we love home BBM the most. Because home BBM, we can get a chance to connect deeply with the family. We cannot have them until we understand the family. And we found out, you know, financial literacy is a crucial thing. And me and my team have 1,000 families through the financial literacy. And one story I would love to share with you all. Home BBM, I came to my friend, she's a pharmacist in Massachusetts. For financial literacy, we share information about finance, we educate her. And then I set up the plan for her with the same coverage. But I save for her $600 per month for until today. It's about $7,000 per year. So now until today, almost 4 or 5 years, she keeps calling me. She said, because of you, because of home BBM, you save my family around $7,000 per year, allow us to go on vacation, and I can build a healthy bond with me and my husband and my children. That every time she calls me, I want to go out more and more. And you know, here, not just like work hard, we play hard too. You know, I joined in 2015, and then after 4 years, I hit the $500,000 income. And then the same time, WFP sent me the email saying, congratulations, we reward you the full trip into Hawaii. with your family. It's hard because in my life, anytime our family vacation, my husband just drove us into New York, Canada for, the road trip. We never have a chance because we didn't have money and time to travel outside Massachusetts. And our family start have vacation from that year in 2015. And then after that year in 2015 until today, our family, we went to Hawaii almost 9 times, 10 times with the big company. And not just at Hawaii, we start become traveler. We can travel to see the world. We become traveler, and then the trip in 2004 and Turkey trip and many trips. We travel to see different parts on the world. And then one day, hold the whole BBM, I brought my Chinese lady, hold the whole BBM, I came to her house. I share information about finance. She used to work for JP Morgan. She served as vice president in JP Morgan. But she didn't know what we're doing here. And because of me, I brought her in the business. And then I brought her to the trip with us. And come back, she told me, because of whole BBM, because this company, the first time in my life, in 30 years, I can travel outside of Massachusetts. So all those stories make me so excited. I want to do more and more. So here, if you here at the first time, congratulations. You at the right time, you at the right in the right company. So repeat this business very simple. Just try to serve the order. Focus on what you do, love what you do, and then you're gonna achieve story. So thank you so much everyone for listening, and see you on the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Executive Marketing Director, Sylvain Champagne.
But there's a disclaimer. If I say something in English and it sounds weird and it could be interpreted in two various ways, and one is weird, take the other interpretation. All right, so relax. All right, so yeah, my story, I used to work for the federal government for 14 years as a project manager, had a great job, pension, everything. I was actually calculating how I could take my retirement earlier with the penalty and everything because I didn't want to work till I was old. And but the thing is, it's like, I didn't have any financial education like pretty much everyone in Canada, right? So I had GICs, every completed investment certificates. We call it the CPG, Certificat de Placement Garantie, but in French, we baptize them in Certificat de Pauvreté Garantie, so poverty certificates. Anyway, so that's what I had. So I wasn't going anywhere soon. And so, a guy called me, did the script, hey, I started a business, I'm really excited right now, I could use your help, but I'd like to do some down for you and your family, show you what I do, and if it makes sense, you can send some good people my way. I'm like, sure, I'm not a jerk. I help people. Right, so they got me with the script. I remember my wife back then, she said, like, what did you agree on? I'm like, it's Charles. He asked for help. It's like, he's selling you something. I know, but I'm not going to say no. I'm not a jerk. Right? So the script works. Use the scripts. The words work because you can't move away from it. Right? So, Harris gives me a call, brings Paxton in, and then history from there, right? I'm like, this is crazy. But hey, I wish I could tell you, I signed up, did my license in 2 days, worked at it, and I'm just chilling good. Let's be real. Why are you laughing, Paxton? So reality is, I opened that book, looked at it, and I was like, this is 400 pages. I don't think I even read a book that was 400 pages. I'm like, this is insane. So I read probably like 20 pages and stopped, and it took 3 months before I reopened the thing. And they were calling me, and Charles at one point said, we're kind of giving up on you. Paxton says they're probably not going to do anything in this anyways. I'm like, fair enough. So I did my license 2 weeks after, showed him. All right, so yeah, great motivation. So, and then, yeah, I started working. But hey, the thing is with WG, I get it, it's ups and downs, right? You're not always going to be on the up. There's not going to always be motivation. Hey, I became MD and I lost all the license that got me to MD. Yay! I'm such a champion. Right? So I'm like, I called back and I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. He's like, why? I was like, I'm leaving nothing. He's like, can you check and my WG app? How many points did these people get? I'm like, it didn't take me half an hour to calculate. It was like 4,000 points. He's like, so what did you lose? Third point. So you see, the reason why I'm telling you all of this is, hey, if morons like me can make it, what's your excuse? Damn. All right. So, hey, few things though. Let's go into the top. Yes, man. Time is burning like. All right, WG's a system. Every successful system is powered by energy. The WG system is fueled by 3 key elements: activity, results, and beliefs. All right, so these 3 elements create a cycle that can either accelerate your growth or hold you back. Okay, so how can it work? Easy, it's like a wheel, right? If you feed activity in this state, it's going to create results. And results usually drives belief, right? The more you win, guess what? The more you believe you can do it. See? I'm smart. All right. And so the more you believe, the more you want to do more, right? But here's the thing. The wheel can go the other way around. Yeah, I know that too. All right, so if you're not feeding activity to it, you're not getting any results. And when you're not getting results, then you're not building belief. And therefore, it's not motivating to do more of it. Right? If I wasn't reading my HLQP, then you know what? I wasn't pushed in doing, I wasn't getting any results, so I'm not believing that I'll succeed. Therefore, I'm not doing more. And that's going to be the same thing for calls, for appointments, for recruiting, for everything, right? And it's everything in your life, your relationships and everything. It's just what you feed it and will bring results and will bring belief, and you'll want to feed more to it. What do you control? Can you control the economy? Can you control the market? Can you control other people's decisions? Because the people that left me at the beginning can guarantee I was deciding for them. I can't control timing either. You can control only one thing, your activity. You wake up in the morning, you decide what you want to do during the day. You can whine and complain about your life, or you can make something happen of it. Right? Results cannot exist without activity. Right? Belief can be strengthened by books, mentors, events, and personal growth. But I'll be truthful. When I hear people, what did you do this week? They say, oh, I did a lot of personal growth. You're growing from what? You ain't doing crap. You gotta be doing something to grow from it. What are you trying to learn? You've not done nothing to learn about. the cracked wire starts. All right, so, but a strong source of belief is results. When you get to win, you want to win more. Right? Cool. All right, so activity. Activity is the only part of the system you fully control. It doesn't require talent. It doesn't require experience. It requires a decision, a willingness to win, a fire within, something you just want more. Let's be real. If you're not doing this, what are you going to be doing? That's what always kept me in the thing. The thing. All right, because I was living, I just realized what I said. Remember that first comment? Just two ways to interpret it, the white way. All right, so the thing, it kept me in. Why? Because the thing is, I was looking backwards, and I'm like, it's the government or whatever this is going to bring. I love what this brought, right? So Greg was talking about, the walks on the beaches and all that stuff. 10 times in Hawaii is not too bad. And Mexico, I don't know, I don't have enough time to talk about all of this. So activity is the force that reveals what is possible. Each action expands your possibilities. Which system you're going to feed? You don't deserve it, not enough, you will not succeed, or will you feed the system that brings you to your goals and dreams? Have a nice event.
While others chase relevance, World Financial Group has spent the last 35 years defining it. We focused on building something real. While others come and go, we continue to grow. And that's no accident. There's a reason we're more than 95,000 agents strong. A reason more than half of our field is made up of women. A reason our agents represent more than 70 languages and communities around the world. That's because World Financial Group agents are built different. And that difference isn't a slogan. It's been proven over decades. Proven through every era, every challenge, every moment that's tested who we are. We aren't built by trends. We're built by the field. By people who believed opportunity should be available to anyone willing to work for it. No matter their background, no matter where they started. Give people the right to live and they'll build something meaningful. That's exactly what you do. You build businesses, leaders, and legacies. You create a better future for yourself, and you help everyday families create better futures too. That's what this company is built on. Decades of impact, decades of dominance, decades of proving what's possible. Powered by you and built for what's next. That's why we're creating new ways to support the people who make World Financial Group thrive. New systems, new tools, a stronger foundation for the future. Because the next chapter of World Financial Group will be built the same way it always has been. By you. Let's build what's next. Together.
Transition into nursing. How is that possible? So worked in healthcare for 9 years, then got introduced to WFG a couple of years ago. He's a family man, very educated, and he came here with a drive to help families and build a better financial future. It's also an author of the book, The Pathways to Success. He's an EBC, $1 million earner, promoted 26 SMEs. My goodness. He's also the husband to one wife. That is not that person that Mr. Gilbert Ford. And our second speaker was a lieutenant in the Navy. He's a lieutenant commander. Came to WFG with the act of service, discipline, leadership, and impact. He's a very proud dad of 3 amazing children, also married to one wife. 5 years ago, he stepped into WFG with a mission to help families and build leaders. And so far, he has built over 41 senior marketing directors, 2 executive marketing directors, 1 EVC, and 1 CEO. He's also a $1.4 million earner. And that is no other person than Mr. Francis Gibbon. So, ladies and gentlemen, rise up on your feet as we bring on stage Mr. Gibbon. Come on.
I'm here to power what is possible. WFG is powering what is possible. Legacy Star is also powering what is possible. Daniel and Dr. Lina Fongo are also powering what is possible. Stefania Fongo D4 and Vitalik D4 are also powering what is possible. Team Omega, thank you so much because you are the reason why I'm standing here today. And I also want to thank my amazing wife for supporting me in the WFG journey. My name is Gilbert Ford. I'm originally from Cameroon. I remember about 16 years ago, I left Germany to the United States for one thing, to live a better lifestyle. So when I arrived here, the system has a prescription for me, and that prescription is to go to school. We all hear this all the time. And of course, I listened to my community, those who came here before me, even though I studied mathematics in Germany. So I went back to school and I became a nurse. Any nurses in the house? Yes. Of course. I was working as a nurse. Guess what? The money was just enough for me to pay my bills, but one thing stood out. I could not sleep in the house that I'm paying. I could not spend time with my family. Yes, the money was just enough to pay bills, but I did not have time to spend with my family. That was already horrible enough. But guess what? As I was working as a nurse, the amount of money that was paying me, someone said that, guess what, if you go to school and have that RN, you will make more money. I did. But when I graduated, they increased my paycheck just about $2. I was very devastated. But someone said, why don't you go to school again and get your PSN? I went again. When I graduated, they increased my paycheck only about $1, and I was really horrified. Now, what happened? Someone came to me about 6 years ago. In 2018, that call came right in a junkyard. I used to send containers, ship cars to Africa. That call came and joined WSG in 2018, but I got licensed 1 year after. Why? Because of the amount of money that I paid to join WFG. At that time, it was $100. When the person told me that I was supposed to pay $100 to do WFG, I thought it was $100,000. But when I found out that it was $100 that I was supposed to do this business, to me, it wasn't a business. But guess what? I joined the person who brought WFG to me, which is Cynthia Akula. Thank you so much, Cynthia. But guess what? Yes, thank you. But guess what? I got licensed in 2019, the year after. 2020, I was doing nothing. Why? Because I was not being coachable. I was not attending trainings, meetings. I was doing it my own way. Each time when I come to training, I would say, oh, the same thing again, the same thing. But guess what? Finally, I realized that that same thing I complained about, I could not do that same thing. Many of you are like that. You complain, it's the same thing, they can't do it. I want you to know that poverty is contagious, and success is also contagious. WFG is the right place to be. If you want to be successful, join WFG and you don't fit. Because I found myself in the right environment, that's why I'm still standing here today. I almost missed the WFG opportunity. But someone made sure that I get licensed. I got licensed, and because of this license, the license that I paid just about $100 a start, today, I and the team were at least $1 million team. Thank you so much, WFG. Thank you so much, Maya. Now, what happened? The third point in my WFG business journey is when I attended an event like this. When I got in there, I saw a lot of people who were very happy. I saw a lot of money, and I could not believe that the same life that I have, other people are making use of it, and I did not even know. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know until someone shows it to us, and sometimes they have to force us. But if that's what it takes for some of us to win, then we have to do it. And that's why we need to go out there and spread the message, and we don't give up on anybody. Now, when I came back, I told my wife, we are going to be rich. She did not believe me. She thought I was joking. But guess what? The moment I told her that I'm not going back to work, I'm going to resign, I fired my boss. Today, as I speak, I'm a retired registered nurse. And now, when I went all in, first month, went all in, I made over $57,000 and I could not believe it. First month, went all in. If you are struggling today and you're not making enough money, you are struggling this business, all you need to do is to put more time in it, because many of you are saying that you're doing WFG, but how much time do you actually put in to do WFG? Put enough time, go all in, don't be afraid, you're going to make it. If WFG is real, and I'm standing here because of WFG. So now, I have a history, because if you want to go far, go with a team. Alright? But if you want to go fast, then just go alone. So I want to leave you with this. I want you to believe in the WFG opportunity. I want you to be focused. And most importantly, you have to know that you are your own self-objection. I think my own first objection when they told me that I needed to pay $100. So I want to thank you for being here today, and I know your life will never be the same again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Executive Vice Chairman Francis Kimbang.
Power was possible.
Do we have some happy people in this arena today? I want you to tell your neighbor I'm happy to be here today. Awesome. 5.7 seconds was all the New York Knicks needed. Do we have some New York Knicks fans in the house? 5.7 seconds was all they needed to erase 53 years of a championship that had hunted them for all that time. That's a long time. But do you know what is interesting? Do we have some WNBA Crusaders in the house? The good news is that it's not going to take you 53 years. All you need is 5.7 seconds of a mindset shift that is going to power your possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? 5 years ago, that was me. I'm talking to all those people who are here for the first time. Someone invited you in this arena. Someone believed in you and said, come here because there is something that might happen, which is your possibilities. I was sitting in the back arena asking myself with all these voices telling me, you are new here. You cannot say what they say. You cannot do what they're doing on that stage. You cannot speak like they do. And there's some people who are saying that right now. I know, I was there like that. But then something happened. I took an action. I made a decision that my life cannot be the same again. I told myself I was born to be the head and not the tail.
Amen.
I said if I serve a God that has created me, God does not break failures.
Amen.
I said I'm bigger than any fear. I'm bigger than any disbelief. I'm bigger than any no. Is there someone here? Good news for you. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Tell that fear that you're not going to succeed. Tell that fear that you have to overcome your objective of being in this arena today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what is possible. What is possible is because WFT has a platform like this where dreamers can show up and power their possibilities. WFT has a system that has been working for so many other people that is powering their possibilities. WFT has experienced leaders, coaches and mentors and products that is powering what is possible. So you don't need to look any further. You're in the right place at the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little story. Like I said before, 5 years ago, I believed in something bigger. I believed that my belief was bigger than my fears. I believed that the products that I hear were meant for people like me, who wanted to help families, who were on a mission in this amazing opportunity, World Financial Group, the fundamental goodness of the company. Where faith, family, fitness, finance, but most importantly, freedom is our core of the offer. That is what happened. When people told me no, I believe in the system. I would travel across state lines, trying to help families. But can you imagine, it did not take me 53 years. The New York stayed consistent. They showed up for every day. They showed up for coaching sessions. They showed up for training sessions. There is somebody here who is here for the first time, and I'm here to give you the strategy to succeed. Step one, you showed up, so that is only 30% of your belief. Step number two, the person brought you here truly cares about you, so you're already at 40%. Step number three, if that does not work, believe in the system that has been here working for many other people across the state. Step number four, if that does not work, tell your neighbor, Avon got my back. Tell your neighbor, Avon got my back. And they are not going to fail. Right? That is why it is going to be possible for you to do. But ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Let me speak to somebody who is sitting in the back right now, who it took them so much away from their family to be here today. You have to max out your credit card to be in this arena. You have to call your friend to borrow $10 to buy lunch. You have to call your sister and tell them something that they have no clue what you're talking about. But you are in this arena. That is what is possible. Tell yourself, no matter the challenge, I'll make it happen. Tell yourself, no matter the objection, I'll make it happen. Because 5 years ago, after a convention like this, I went back and I went on a mission to help families. I remember flying from Florida to Arizona, sitting down my first time, and after going through financial needs analysis, this lady said, Francis, I'm not performance. I said, even $30 can go a long way. Even $50 can go a long way. After 2 hours of educating them about financial needs analysis, we put in a protection for the family. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine? 2 years ago, I got a call from this lady who went randomly for a physical. Do you guys agree that we're going to get sick one day? Do you also believe that when you're sick and income is not coming in, life is going to become challenging? Well, you know what? When this lady called me, she was not stressed out. Because that protection that I put in that day, she was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And when we found out a few weeks later, she got a check. She was so scared, Francis, is this real? I said, well, you know what, I'll fly you. I'll go to you to the bank to cash a check because you know what? I believe in the products that we offer here. And behold, that check paid out. Can you imagine if I did not take that action? Can you imagine if I failed because my belief system did not work? But because of that one decision that I made, that family kept their home, their way of life back there, and guess what? That is one family that would have been on the road for me that would have prevented. Ladies and gentlemen, you came this far because there is something in this arena that is going to power your belief. Let me show you what is possible here. Because when you think about your brother, when you think about your sister, when you think about your cousin, you need to make that one more phone call. You need to show up one more time in this convention. You need to show up one more time for that family so that the children are not going to be homeless because there was no protection. What we do here is very, very important. And I'm on this stage to tell you, somebody who was in healthcare with no background in business, no background in entrepreneurship, is here on this stage to tell you what is possible. So stand on your feet. I want everybody to get on your feet and tell this. Get on your feet, get on your feet. A legacy of reliability. Be a blessing and not a burden.
I will be a blessing and not a burden.
Because I am here, I will make it possible.
And because I am here, I'll make it possible.
Enjoy your convention. Thank you so much.
Tip that I'd love to share with you. I have something to share with you. Share with you a small group of my 10 years ago. Anybody hear that?
Hindi na bumalik yung
All right, I'm in the right place. That back in the day when he was running the bait shop, something that he did every single week was something that we would call a family week. A client example. And he would share an example with his team every single week to make sure that he was sharing sharing with them and reminding them the goodness of what we do. Of course, be very aware of confidentiality. You're not sharing names and too much information. Here was their 0.1%. They didn't have proper insurance. After we sat down with them, we helped them do this, and this is what protecting their financial future will look like. And this is something we've been doing for a long time. The last 8 years, we've actually stepped it up. I was listening to a podcast, a gentleman in the business of gyms, fitness centers, and he said that they noticed that on Saturdays, they actually did weigh-ins at the gym where people that were following their programs would come in and get weighed and check for their progress. And he said that the salespeople, that their sales were always way higher on Saturdays than any other day. And what he related that to is that his salespeople were seeing real-life examples of how people's lives were being changed. So it was much easier for them to be confident and passionate in what they were selling. So please, SMBs, leaders, make sure that on a regular basis you're sharing examples of the goodness of what we do. All right, now I get to introduce 3 more champions for you. Pavit Sandhu from Vancouver, BC, 30 plus SMBs. 20 plus riggers, 1.3 million in cash flow. It is crazy how we toss these numbers around as if they're just normal, right? In the real world, these types of numbers are not normal. Second up, we're gonna have Teresa Tang Wong, also known as TTW. TTW is a WG Canada pioneer, right there from the very beginning. She's from Toronto, Ontario. She came to us from the insurance industry, 100 children in the business. FC means over 50 million points, 4,500 licenses, 5 cities, team in the US and Canada, and Surrey, BC. Everybody can please help me welcome to the stage, Pavit Sandhu!
Amazing. Back to the way fired up? Awesome. Appreciate everybody. First of all, I want to thank God, my leadership, Raja and Jan Volleyball, my amazing team, and my family for having my back in this amazing journey. So, super grateful to be speaking in front of you here today. A little bit about my journey, what started in this company nearly a decade ago. It's an amazing journey, but the beginning was not that amazing, right? For the first couple of years, I really struggled. I didn't have an office, so I was, kind of just figuring things out. I'll actually show you, and I want to tell everybody, if I can get my slides. So this is my first 2 years in this business, my first 29 months. So I did 10 total business partners, close to 7,000 personal points. So I truly believe in those days was where I was actually born as a leader, right? Because to me, business is pretty simple. Your mistakes are solutions that didn't work. Okay, so now we're in a business where there's a system, there's duplication. So when times come, the better you are at recognizing mistakes and recognizing things that don't work, the better you'll be as a builder of a business in this business. Okay, so that's what I went through, I grew through, and always remember every tree that bears fruit, it also has very strong roots as well. So a lot of the speakers speaking on stage, they've been through a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles, but that is what makes them who they are, because God will never give you an obstacle or a circumstance that you can't handle. So always remember that when you build your business, right? So obviously, super grateful in this company. It's paid me millions of dollars, helped so many families, got to speak on stage many times and a lot of other great things. But I want to tell you all a story that really changed my business. So back in 2020, at this point, my cash flow was about $40,000 to $50,000, and I was an SMB. And I went to a city called Kelowna. Anybody here from Kelowna, BC? Yeah, okay, awesome. Beautiful place. So I went to Kelowna, BC, and I sat down with a gentleman at A&W, and I presented him protection, life insurance. And he laughed in my face. True story. Okay, 2 years later, or about a year and a half later, I get a call from one of my family friends who's also in the business with me, and he said, hey, I want you to check out this link. Okay, and he sends me a link to a GoFundMe. And that GoFundMe link was that gentleman that I had sat down with at that A&W in Florida. So that was the day that this business moved from my head to my heart. I understood that it's more than just making money, it's more than just becoming successful. We're actually changing people's lives. We're actually protecting families. And I wish I had followed up with him even more and presented to him again and again, because his and his wife who didn't work a job would have had a better, financial situation than the one that they're in. So that's why in this business, you shouldn't ask, how do I get a market? Who should I talk to? You need to protect everybody. Would you guys agree everybody needs to be protected? All the concepts that we show people, every single person in North American income, right? So you shouldn't think, oh, should I talk to this person? Should I talk to that person? You need to present this to every single person out there. Because what is our company's mission? No family left behind, right? No family left behind. Okay, this is the things also in my business early on where I didn't get paid for 2 years, but here's some key lessons that I understood. Number one, I'm in the best business ever. Maintain a positive attitude, and it takes years to develop a strong mentality. Okay, so I'll tell you something about success. It's going to take more than you think it will take, a lot more. It's going to take a bit longer than you think it's going to take, but that's why when you achieve it, it's the best feeling ever. So as good as you think it's going to feel to get to wherever you want, from speaking on stage, $1 million, $5 million, helping tons of families, I promise you, it's 1,000 times better. And I'll tell you what kept me in this business. Okay, I made a decision that I'm going to be the person that changes my family's generations financially forever. And I also understand that if I'm going to be that person, I also need to bear obstacles, challenges, adversity that nobody in my lineage has ever faced before. That's the decision I made very early on. So when challenges came, when people quit, I self-talked to myself, was this is supposed to happen? Most people think, why me? Why is this going to happen? This is so tough. But in those moments, if you have clear goals, if you have a clear plan, and where you want to go in the next 5, 10, 15 years, you need to expect adversity. You know, there's actually one secret about this business. Anybody want to know it? You want to know the real secret? Just accept it's going to be really hard. That's it, that's the secret. Just understand, I come from BC, so we have a lot of beautiful hikes. So I love hiking. If you're from BC, you know what I'm talking about, right? So when you're hiking, the nicer the view is, the harder the hike's going to be. It's a very simple concept. Same thing with building a company, building a business. If you just tell yourself right off the bat, man, you know what? This is going to be the toughest thing I ever did. Right? I'm going to put everything in this business and see what it gives me. There's no way you won't be highly successful. I can promise you that, especially with the compensation, the company, the leadership that we have, right? These events that we have, you will win for sure. I'll tell you another thing that really changed my business. Okay, I started to focus more on ratios and less on emotions. I'll give you an example. So now you might hear a lot of people coming on stage. This individual has 50 SMEs, 150 SMEs. But do you know what's not said about those leaders? The number of MPs that quit on them. The number of people that quit on them before getting licensed. The number of people that are licensed that quit on them after getting licensed. So it's a very simple thing to understand. Okay? I want you to imagine that you go to the mall today, okay, and you talk to 100 people, and you ask 100 people, hey, do you want a wrong thing? Would you agree some people will say yes? Would you guys agree with that? So you know what that means? It's not that this business doesn't work. You just didn't talk to enough people. And you quit before talking to enough people. Because if a random person will rob a bank with you, I'm pretty sure somebody will get their money somewhere where it's a higher rate of return. Somebody will put their money somewhere where it's a higher rate of income. So that clicked to me one day. And this is what I understood. Human beings, psychologically, are actually quitters. They quit on everything. They quit on themselves, their marriage, their religion. It doesn't matter how good something is, human beings will quit. So what I understood that more people are gonna quit than they're gonna do this. So when people came into my business, let's say I had 20 business partners, I just accepted that, hey, out of those 20, 14 are probably gonna quit. I got down to the ratios, and I used ratios to build my business. Okay, so if you implement ratios into your business, the number of people you talk to, the number of people you onboard, the number of people you license, I promise you, with numbers, you will climb to the top of this mountain. Okay, and remember, the best version of every single one of you is the debt-free and financially independent. People, I hope you have a great convention. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Executive Vice Chairman Teresa Tang Wong.
Power is possible. Great. Okay, so power is possible, right? We have three stages. I think that they told me. So my part is every time I overrun. So I am possible. You say that I am possible.
I am
So I think I was raised up in a family with 6 subjects together. I'm 6 brother and sister. My dad is my role model. I learned what is because they will be your best coach. 7. You don't need to break them up because they carry them with you for the rest of your life. Agree? Right? So be the director of your life. What is it? Action. A lot of people think, let me think about it. And they never do it. Even though they say, okay, I will go ahead for it, but they never take action on it. Right now, the winning formula in my life is fast action, fast decision. A lot of people think that TTW, I call myself TTW. TTW never think. She makes decisions fast. No matter what people inspire her, right? And she jump in. No, I think, guys. I think again. But just my process is fast. So my philosophy is I rather mistake than lose an opportunity. Agree? Right? So that's why you see this one. This is me. That is in Canada, Nova Scotia. When I go out there, I was so scary. You don't see my neck is shaking, right? But I think if I take another step, I will go back. I will do it. Agree now? So I think, okay, no matter what, I just jump. I take action.
That's sad part. Anyway. Let me start with gratitude to Almighty. Thank you, God, for providing this beautiful platform for financial growth. Thank you, WFC, for giving us this platform. Thank you, leadership, for providing us the platform that we have today. It's an amazing platform that has been provided. One more time, thank you, God, thank you, WFC, thank you, leadership, and thank you, everybody. Here's the deal. The power of one decision. I didn't have the courage to believe it. Because I was doing a basic job working in a factory making $1,500 a month. You can imagine what people are going through when they come to the college. As a brand new student at age 48, imagine, I didn't have any fancy degree. It's just a message for each and every one of you who think possibly you can't do it. No, it is possible, but I can do it. Anybody can do it. We had initial, we had all those challenges, all the rejection. I distinctly remember having slept on the floor for 6 months in a row. 6 months. Yes, back home we had a great business. Back home everything was doing well. Things went wrong one way or the other, and we lost our money and we lost our business. Yes, I moved to Canada, starting a new career here. Fortunately, WFC came in our life after studying for a year or two. Life changed. Life changed. A lot of stories we go through, and a lot of stories are there. When I want to just share that story, it will be so long and so touching that people will understand what's possible here. The question is that, are you ready for it? See, progress begins in the mind first. What do you think? What do you believe? What is good to you? Do you buy into when your leaders come and tell you that it's possible? Success begins with a decision. Have you made up your mind? Today, fortunately, all of us sitting in this beautiful arena, and we understand we're here for a reason. Do we really seek to pay attention to what is possible? Just make a decision if you haven't made one. I see hundreds of people every now and then, they just want to give one excuse or the other. Oh, I don't know people. People don't listen. Yes, it is so true. If everything was so easy, it would be $10 job. It will be $15 job. You do go out and just talk to everybody and recruit everybody. You come back at the end of the day, 8 hours, I'll pay you some money. This platform gives you millions of dollars in return for what you do. Don't expect it to be easy. You become better. Progress is not about how you start. It is refusing to stay where you are. Ask yourself, are you happy where you are? In general, some of the exceptions, some successful, right in the front. You just understand where you are today, where you want to see yourself, and what's your current situation. Life will start to shift right away when you start to make a decision. When you make up your mind that it's a time for me to start understanding power for WFC platform, I'm here to stay, I'm here to make some decisions, I'm here to make a difference in my life. My life will shift. I remember those days when I wanted to quit many times. I had a 3-hour session with reality show. I called him, I'm quitting. He said, come and see me. Before he quit, I took a flight and went to Edmonton, spent 3 hours with him. And that changed everything. That was the last time when I thought of quitting the business. It's all about making decisions. The power of possibility. Success is an opportunity, not a limitation. Don't have a limiting belief. Today we are living a beautiful life. That's a beautiful home that we live in. And you see that picture right outside our home. I'm talking about those days when we were sleeping on the floor in a basement suite. See the difference what WFC has done to us. With focus, future is bound to be bigger and better. Just have a focus. WFC platform will do anything that all your leaders, whatever you go to, the possibility is going to be many times more. Trust your leaders, trust your gut. Immediately, let's understand, progress happens one step at a time. Small step, big result. One appointment. The one appointment, that happened with me, with Terry Job, changed the whole thing, that appointment. Actually, the appointment they were for cancer, that day he showed up at my place. Life changed. One appointment, one presentation, and then one recruit that happened. You're one recruit away from financial disclosure. One family, 5 families have been had. In the many years in the process, I've been able to touch thousands of families, and in the process, we've been able to serve so many families and say, here, where it's life. One family has one day of personal growth. Keep moving and keep doing just one more. You are one step away from business explosion. That is so beautiful. It's got a million times. Buy into that. Don't look at the person who said no to you. There are many people waiting in line. But you have to be ready to go and serve those families. We often celebrate major milestones. Yes, we did celebrate yesterday on the awards gala. You saw some beautiful stuff. But all those white souls and souls are built on thousands of small actions repeated consistently, constantly. People go out and work so hard on a daily basis. Are you willing to go out and do what it takes? Are you? Only 5 of you. Are you willing to do what it takes? There you go, I love that. Power of love. Look at these, all the studios and EVCs that we've been able to build. From possibility to reality, empowering the next wave of leadership. And we've not only created leaders, we've created entrepreneurs. Those entrepreneurs are going out and serving so many people. They're touching families, they're changing lives. And many more in the program, many more in making. Proud to lead a strong team of 4,500 lives that didn't happen overnight. It's taken time. It's taken time. I can expect that bigger cloud. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances. Progress does not require perfection, but your presence. It requires your presence. Building a family, both my children are the business. My son is the CEO, my son-in-law is the EMD in the business, and the beautiful team that we recently went to Mexico last 2 days and we celebrating the team. And you understand one thing, I think my time is almost done. Just want to say, just be in the game because your future generations build a business so strong that so many lives will like people will remember the generation that I was at that generation. Somebody said something that changed my life. Let us have a wonderful convention. Thank you, everybody.
So I got to be introduced to WLG by an old friend. She somehow reached out to me and she shared with me the opportunity about protecting what we have and also the business opportunity. And I was open right away. I was really excited. We at the same time protected our family and also joined the business. After my husband passed away, I am by myself now with 3 little kids, and I see it as a mission to help people protect and educate, because we never know what tomorrow will bring. My mission is always to spread the awareness, to spread the financial knowledge, and protect as many families as possible. So no one struggle financially after some events in their family. Why actually I love being part of WLG? Because first of all, we get mentorship, like first-class mentorship from our leaders, from our trainers. They always care for us so much as their own children. Second of all, we build a community with the same values, faith, family, freedom, strength of character. We have the opportunity to touch so many lives and so many hearts and actually impact people's lives. People start to really understand how important is what you do, because before hearing stories like mine or maybe like others people, they don't realize how fragile is our life, our kids' life, our parents' life, and only after hearing these stories, like real cases, meeting me, which again I have like my real story, they actually understand and they start to actually take the action and protect what is most important. I think people should be a part of this big community because you have the opportunity again to impact so many people. You never know what a person you just met is going through or what will happen tomorrow to his family. So by by educating that family, by showing them what is possible, you may save someone from a future disaster.
How are we doing so far? Supposed to say pumped up, fired up, super excited. How are we doing so far?
Fired up, super excited.
I think they are winning over here. How are we doing?
What up?
Amazing, amazing. So our very next champion and speaker, I was just talking to her backstage and I was having chills. She's a very sweet person. She's here to tell you how to power what's possible through faith, family, and commitment. She came to the United States in 2001 as an international student. And international students in the house. She earned her master's degree in computer science and built a successful career as a software engineer. She even owned her own six-figure IT consulting firm and was recruited in WHO. A year and a half later, she quit the IT business, only making $14,000 in cash flow. A year later, the husband left a six-figure income to support his spouse. At that time, she was making $60,000 in annual income. He gave everything, he gave up good to become great. 3 years later, they hit their first $1 million. Today, she's an SEC, $2 million ring earner. She has about 2,200 plus licenses on her team. 180 SMEs. And in this same arena, are her greatest teammates, her husband Ken, her parents, and her two incredible children. So please rise up on your feet and let's welcome SEBC, Sonny Akula.
You know, last month, I was in Sichuan, China, visiting one of the most beautiful places with my parents and my two children. And one day, I was walking by a river and something caught my attention. What did I see? A fallen tree. And that's what I saw in my first sight. And as I looked closer, I saw something amazing. That tree was not dead. There were new life coming out of its trunk. And I asked myself, how is this possible? And then I realized, even though the visible part of the tree had fallen, it looked like its story was over. But the root, the invisible part of the tree, must have still been alive. And as long as the root is still alive, the story is not over. And that tree reminded me of a truth. The invisible powers the visible. Many years ago, my business was just like that fallen tree. You look at the latest bulletin, my number looked almost dead. At that time, I was living in Chicago, but I kept traveling to different cities to do the business. The money kept going out of my pocket, but not much was coming in. I was only making $60,000 a year, but we had 2 mortgages to pay. I still remember one night very clearly. I was staying at a hotel that's close to the LAX airport, but I could not afford the hotel parking fee. So I had to find street parking about 10 blocks away. And after my appointment, it was already midnight. I had to walk back to the hotel by myself in the dark, carrying my bag, feeling tired, uncertain, and honestly, a little lonely. And I asked myself, when will I no longer have to walk this long, dark path alone? And when will I no longer have to worry something about hotel parking? And so from the outside, my business did not look successful. But there was something invisible inside of me to a Super Saturday event, and a leader stood on the stage and said something I could never forget. He said, as long as you don't quit, we will be together forever. At that moment, tears ran down my face. In my heart, I said, yes, I will never quit, because I love the people here, I love this mission, and I want to be along with this group of people for the rest of my life. And that was the root. That was a part of me, invisible part of me, that refused to give up. So 3 years later, we went from SMD to CEO, and 1 year later, we crossed $1 million income, another year $1.5 million, a few years later $2 million, and today we have a hierarchy of 26 million points, 180 SMDs, 8 CEO, and 5 millionaires. None of this happened because of one person. It happened because of the invisible power of many leaders in Team Amherst that made the impact. The belief that we're doing good things for people. What's invisible power? The self-talk and our lowest moment that says, I belong here. What's invisible power? The humility that conquers ego. The gratitude that conquers resentment. What's invisible power? The daily habit of doing the right thing over and over again, even when it feels boring, even when it feels tedious, and even when no one is watching. That's invisible power. But you know what? Human beings see the visible, but God watches the invisible. And because the invisible cannot always be measured, oftentimes with human eyes, they look useless. Coming to convention may seem useless. We spend money, we take days away from home, we fly across the country, but not generating one single sale during the event. Reading leadership books may seem useless because we forget many things we read anyway. Building people may seem useless. We spend so much time training, mentoring, and encouraging new people, but oftentimes they still quit. And even prayers may seem useless sometimes, especially when God is not answering our prayers in the way we wanted. But you know what? Over the years, I found out that it's those seemingly useless things that are power what's possible tomorrow, because they build our root, they build our belief, they build our mind and characters, they build our relationship with God, they build our relationship with people, they build the person we must become before we can carry the success we're asking for. Seemingly useless. And you know what's also powerful? The truly useless. Because they join our root instead of strengthening it. Like spending hours watching other people's lives on social media, listening to negativities or complaining, or taking such a long vacation from the battlefield that comfort slowly becomes complacency. And you know what human beings is interesting? Our human mind tends to rationalize everything that our hearts want to do. We tell ourselves, I just need some rest. I'm just showing some empathy. I just want to spend more time with my family. Of course, rest is important, empathy is important, and family is important. But we have to be honest enough to ask ourselves, is this restoring me, or is this distracting me? Is this helping me to grow, or is this helping me avoid the battlefield? You know, one day, I heard a pastor say something very powerful. Devil's biggest victory over your life is not by always attacking you, but by keeping you comfortable enough so that you never step onto the battlefield in the first place. Because he does not need to defeat a soldier that never enlists. Underestimating the power of the invisible, I believe
Yes.
Niko na chai. You know what really warms my heart is this particular leader starting this company is the very same one that I did. So when we found each other, we became very good friends.
Suka pokok nasi o video ako iguko.
We just love to watch each other grow. She's a leader that represents courage, service, and unstoppable growth. When I think of her, the thing that comes to my mind, I see her, she's a visionary leader. She's relentless, a go-getter. She's originally from Cameroon. She has a background in nursing. She came to the 2022 convention with 8 SMEs and 600K degree earners on her team. Today, she has 125 SMEs. Just promoted 2 millionaires within the last 2 months. $500,000 earners. $500,000 earners. $15 million earners. And the number last time she was the SCBC MVP. Her annual cash flow is at $3.2 million. Wow. So I want you to open your heart, raise your expectation, and help me welcome our closing speaker for today, SCBC, Cynthia Akula.
In your life, and I want you to take it seriously. My name is Cynthia Akula. I'm originally from Cameroon. Texas. Now, I want to first of all begin by giving a big thank you to our great leaders who have made it possible for all of us to be here. A big thank you to the VFD Home Office for giving us such an amazing platform that helped us have what's already possible in our life. And guess what? I want to give the biggest thanks to Team Optimum. Now, every successful person has 2 beliefs, okay? And I want you to write it down. Every successful person in life has 2 beliefs. They believe that their future should be better, can be better, and will be better than the past and than the present. If you believe that you have a better future, if you believe that your future is going to be better than your past, you will do everything possible to achieve that future that belongs to you. Every one of us have a chance in this life. Every one of us have a chance in this world. We live in a world of abundance, and you have a chance to succeed and achieve that freedom that you need. The second belief is, every successful person believes that
They have what it takes to achieve that future that they desire. Every successful person believes that they have the potentials, they have the abilities and the capabilities of succeeding and achieving that freedom that they want in their life. If you have these two beliefs in you, you are going to be unstoppable. You're going to have big vision for yourself. You're going to see yourself getting there even before you get there. And that's when the VFG platform comes in to help us power what is already possible for us. The VFG platform is a bridge that's going to help you achieve your goals. The VFG platform is a roadmap that directs us and helps us achieve financial freedom. I came here from an ordinary background. 14 years ago, I left Cameroon and I relocated to the United States with big dreams and big goals. I was told to go to nursing school. They told me that if I have a nursing degree, I'm going to achieve everything I have in my mind. But unfortunately, when I had my nursing degree, I did everything that an average one of us is able to do right now, or is trying to do. I did 16 hours, 12-hour shift. I slept at my job several times, but yet there was nothing to show for. Until one blessed day, the VFG found me. But guess what? Before the VFG found me, I was so hungry for financial freedom. And that's why I had to do everything possible to achieve what we are able to achieve now. Now, when I came to the VFG platform, I saw something I never knew existed. I saw people like me earning 1 million in annual income. I saw people like me earning 100,000, that's 6 figures in one single month. Working as a nurse for 10 years, I had never earned 100,000 in one single year. And I told myself, I took a personal decision, and that's the kind of decision that I want you to take today. Because if you can sit here and you see people like us achieving it, show yourself, you are also going to achieve it. I took a decision that one day I'm going to rescue my family from poverty. Today I am here to testify to you. When I joined the platform, I started working on myself. I became so coachable. I had to push myself out of my bed every morning. Sometimes you want to wake up to achieve your dreams, to fight for your future. You're going to hear a voice that will tell you that you should keep sleeping. Maybe you can't do it, but guess what? I had to push myself every single day to wake up and fight for my future. And I want to let you know, if you're not going to achieve that life that you deserve, that dream that you're looking for, you have to push yourself. If not, no one else is going to do it for you. So I push myself to be coachable. I push myself to listen. I push myself to attend trainings. I push myself to attend events, even on the days I don't feel like it. And guess what? 2 years in this platform, exactly 2 years, I was able to earn 1 million as annual income. Yes, and you can also do it. So I want you to go back home. Everything that you've learned at this convention, all the notes that you're taking, you go back home, push yourself to learn, push yourself to implement everything that you've learned, so you can come back here next year with big goals and big testimony. Can you all of us please stand up? Let's stand up. We have learned so much today. We are all fired up. I want you to say after me, I have a chance in this life.
I have a chance in this life.
I have a chance in this world.
I have a chance in this world.
I have a chance in WFG.
I have a chance in WFG.
Thank you so much for being here. Go back home. Come back next year with big dreams, big success story. Have a good one.
Wameenda. Cynthia. Cynthia. Thank you.
great day. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Coffee break begins at 8 a.m. And our next session will start promptly at 9 a.m.
I don't care. I'm the next Acha nitaangalia mambo na pesa. You missed me. Hello. Hi, how are you? Watoto wangu wameenda. Wameenda pesa.
When your reporter was in fact.
Yeah, look for me if you want everything.
It was nice to see you again.
Oh, thank you. Thank Let me capture you. Cynthia. Say hi. Say hi.
Mulikuwa naye ndani.
Tulikuwa na yeye hapa hivi.
Haya.
Sasa niko na mmoja mwingine sijui anaweza. Gracias.